All right, so from the biggest story in the NBA to really the biggest story that's percolating in sports and getting a lot of social media reaction here, Stephen A. It's the NFL story with the Texans owner Bob McNair apologizing for saying in a meeting that was held earlier this month, this is, quote, between the players and the owners that get together, quote, this is reported in an ESPN The Magazine article, which I would highly reference you guys checking out if you're interested, quote, we can't have inmates running the prison. He's referencing player demonstrations during the national anthem at an owners meeting, as I mentioned last week, as chronicled by ESPN The Magazine, equating the players to inmates. He has apologized for those comments. What do you make of those comments?
Well, first of all, he was wrong to say that what he said, and the reaction was predictable and appropriate in terms of the tweets that we've seen from the Richard Shermans of the world and other NFL players. He had no business saying what he said. Now, he could have very well just made a mistake. He could have very well just made a mistake. He could have very well just made a mistake. He could have very well just made a mistake because the phraseology is inmates running the asylum. He said inmates running the prison. He's 79 years of age. He could have very well made a mistake. He's 79 years of age. He could have very well made a mistake. He's 79 years of age. He could have very well made a mistake. He's 79 years of age. He could have very well made a mistake. Or, like some players have alluded to, he could be a closet racist that came out of the closet. We don't know. I've never interviewed the man. I've never spoken to the man. I don't know the man. I know it was highly inappropriate for him to say what he said. Having said all of that, recognizing how wrong he may have been, let me say something to DeAndre Hopkins. You better have your behind in Seattle ready to play some football. Get your behind back to work. Enough of this nonsense. This is ridiculous. If everybody had to like their boss or like anything or everything that their boss said in order to work for them, excuse me, there'd be a whole bunch of unemployed people in this world. The fact of the matter is that you got a 5-year, $81 million contract. You got $49 million in guarantees. 60 to 80,000 people are coming to show up to watch you play. They don't have anything to do with what the owner said. That's number one. Number two, you've got a quarterback who's an African-American. I'm sorry, you got a general manager who's an African-American. This man is sitting up there making football decisions. Because your owner had a slippage of the tongue, made a mistake, or revealed himself to have to be somebody that's racially insensitive, put on your big boy pants. We all deal with things of that nature from time to time. It comes with the territory. You can be upset. And I'm not saying that DeAndre Hopkins has no right to be upset, nor any of the other players that, like Dwayne Brown and others that I might add. Of course they have a legitimate reason to be upset. But skipping practice, not showing up for work, curtailing your preparation for the Legion of Boom, which is on Sunday, I don't want to hear that nonsense. Get your behind back to work. This is the real world. Because last time I checked, Mr. McNair would be perfectly within his right to confiscate a game check if DeAndre Hopkins didn't show up. This is not an excuse to skip work. Get your ass back to work. This is not an excuse to skip work. Get your ass back to work. This is not an excuse to skip work. Get your ass back to work.
To the people, their message is one of peace. What is your message?
My message has been clear from day one 2 years ago. This anti-cop sentiment from this hateful ideology called Black Lives Matter. I want to know, with all of the black-on-black violence in the United States of America, by the way, when the tragedies happened in Louisiana and Minnesota, do you know that 21 black people were murdered across the United States?
Well, listen, I'm
looking at 3 dead cops this week, Sheriff, and I'm looking at 5 last year. You're trying to tell me to keep it down?
Just please, if you'll just please, we can keep it civil. So, because the message to people at home, I'm sure you want, is one of civility.
I wish, Don, I wish you had that message of civility
have a conversation
toward this hateful ideology, these purveyors of hate.
You don't know what my message is.
That's
what I
what
want
they
to say
do.
to you is,
these people preach
are you going to let me get a word in?
and virtue
We'll be right
in the
back.
name
We're
of
going to go to break,
hate.
and we'll be.
Them motherfuckers ain't here to buy no mandingo. Them niggas know each other.
Peace and love to all the queen goddesses, to all the beautiful, lovely star seeds, to all my fellow king gods who see the God in me. I see you. I love you. this video right here is I want to talk about the mental slave. As you can see, the two introductions that I gave you to let you know how deep our slavery, our mental slave is, how deep it really is. How deep the fucking rabbit hole really go when it come down to mental slavery. We think we really free. You see, Stephen A. Smith got on ESPN and did exactly what his oppressor told him to do. You see, generation after generation, we are leading our youth into the grave that we are digging for them. Generation after generation, with this Michael Jordan, with this LeBron James, with this Jerry Rice, Tom Brady, Russell Wilson. They are all slaves that are trapped in a box. Look at the football field, look at the basketball court, look at all of the arenas. They are trapped in a square box. The coach give you a playbook and say this is all you allowed to motherfucking learn. You are not allowed to think for yourself. Anything that goes on with you has to come directly from me first, your master. And that's exactly what the Texans owner and Jerry Jones and all the rest of them NFL motherfucking owners feel like. That's exactly how every last one of them feel like. You can't let the inmates run the prison, and you are making excuses for this racist beast. You know, 2 years ago, I used to listen to Stephen A. Smith, and I used to think the brother had some intelligence. I used to listen to the way he articulated his words. But as I became conscious, and the Mother Universe woke me up to the madness, woke me up to this madness. So I look at you, Stephen A. Smith, and all the rest of you jokers with your bachelor's, associates, and master degrees, and how beautiful you articulate your words across the TV screen. Let me let you know one thing. Instead of you studying ESPN and worrying about that fake money, why don't you go get a dictionary called the etymology words of the English language? Why don't you go get that? And you will see that the etymology word for school means skole, which means to hold the fuck back. You are furthering the enslavement of our people. How could someone write you any kind of curriculum that wasn't even walking upright? That your grandmother gave the order to teach how to stand upright, talk, cleanse, bathe themselves, and stay disease-free. And now you are working for the oppressor, enslaving our people. DeAndre Hopkins, you did nothing wrong, my brother. You did nothing wrong. The only thing you did wrong now is you came back to that beast. You did nothing wrong. When you heard that, Hopkins, when you heard that, it touched your soul. Your soul started speaking to you and saying, wait a minute, and walked out of the Texas arena. You walked out of their training facility when you heard the owner of the Texans speak in that manner. Because something touched your soul. The planet is waking up to a total different frequency. It's vibrating at a total different frequency now. All you NFL players and NBA players that ride in your fucking airplanes and see the shit up in the sky, and you still going to work and still holding up your fucking slavery duties for this oppressor. You walked right out of there, DeAndre Hopkins. You did the right thing. That subhuman, the so-called owner of the Texans, DeAndre Hopkins, and I hope you listen to this video. He is not real. You know in your soul he's not real. J.J. Watt, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, they are not real people. They are hybrids. This is why all of these Europeans can only play quarterback. They can't play other positions for a long time. Their bodies are breaking down. And they're really breaking down now because the planet is going from a carbon 12 to a carbon 7. They cannot run this operation without you, DeAndre Hopkins, without you, Richard Sherman, without you, Michael Bennett, without you, NBA players, LeBron and all the rest of you. You all are in the mental slave. You feel like this entity is doing something for you when you are the one that's generating the energy. You are giving it life. You are giving the NFL life. If every black athlete was to walk away from the NFL, the NBA, all the professional athletes, and just touch sports in your neighborhood, you will see how this beast would change. You will see. You are the electricity power that's charging up the fucking cell phone, which is the arena, which is the planet, which is this social, which is this justice system, this economic system, this motherfucking, all of the whole system. We are the ones that are the electricity that are generating this shit. If we shut down, the whole system falls. And you got Stephen A. Smith as a mental slave, enslaving you and the rest of the youth. And now, ladies, I want you to listen to this shit here. Stephen A. Smith was suspended from ESPN when a Ray Rice situation happened with his wife. Now, if you go back to the Ray Rice situation, first of all, him and his wife was walking out in the hotel room. He was spitting on her. He was spitting. It don't matter what a queen, a guy is saying to you. You had no right to be fucking spitting on her. He was spitting on her. And then when he got in a hotel room, in an elevator, he literally punched her. He punched her. This is the propensities of the oppressor. Over 2,000 plus years, they were raping the mind and the vessel of the God of humanity. And Ray Rice spit on her and punched her and knocked her out. Now let me tell you what this bastard Stephen A. Smith said. He was suspended because he said that he suggested that women should examine their roles in provoking domestic violence when dealing with professional athletes. Let me tell you something, Stephen A. Smith. If that was my daughter that Ray Rice spit on and knocked out in the elevator, Ray Rice wouldn't even have a chance to get a press conference. He wouldn't have went to jail. Ray Rice would be 6 feet under. And you, bastard, is going to the cold with all the rest of them bastards that feel exactly how you feel. This man is spitting on a queen, the God of humanity. And then he had a nerve to cock his hand back and knock her out cold. And you gonna say that the women need to examine their roles as provoking when you know good and damn ready that all of these professional athletes, 99.9% of them, when they travel outside of these countries, and travel outside of different state to state, or even when they go outside the country, the women that are throwing themselves at them. And if you ain't got no self-discipline to know who you are, how the hell you gonna have self-discipline to stay loyal to a queen? Stephen A. Smith, you know everything about ESPN. You know everything about sports. You know everything about your social and bachelor's and master's degree. But you know nothing about yourself. You sitting there with fake makeup on camera. You sitting there with an English language that's a satanic language. You sitting there telling DeAndre Hopkins to get your ass back to work on a planet that he shouldn't even be fucking working on. This is his God's planet. Why should he be working on here? We the only ones that belong here. And all the shit that's happening in the sky, all the money you supposedly have, all the free time you supposedly have, if you don't see the shit that's happening, Stephen A. Smith, you are a dead man. The dead man walking. And then let me get to this police sheriff now. You see, this is the dead mental slavery that I'm talking about. You see, when you white people say to me, and you send messages on my thing, and you say, black people own slaves too. Yeah, because their mind has been ripped from them. He will do this, that officer will do anything to protect his oppressor. He will do anything to protect his oppressor. He don't even see himself as black, as an infinite light being. He see himself as a police officer and as an American citizen. He is trapped. Matter of fact, his box so small that he only has a peanut as a brain. His brain is half of a peanut. That's how much this oppressor has marginalized that sheriff. You see how angry he got when he talk about 3-4 police officers. I'm still grieving for 3-4 police officers. Are you sick bastard? I'm still grieving for 18 billion lives. I'm still grieving for billions of lives that was dropped in the Pacific Ocean. I'm still grieving for millions and billions of lives that was sold on the stock market in New York. I'm still grieving for my brothers and sisters that was in Barbados. I'm still grieving for the billions of lives that were being raped in Jamaica. You talk about 3-4 hybrid police officers that died for holding up a Masonic law to oppress my people. You lost your mind, black man. You see, you are the complete dead one. You are the reason why our people are still in this slumber. You are the reason why white people are still killing us. You. That's why you will walk hand in hand with the beast to the cold. To the cold you will walk hand in hand with this beast. The same beast that you will protect before you protect the God of humanity. You sit up there and talk about Blue Lives Matter. Are you serious? It should not even be a law or police force on this planet. You know why the police force was created? If you pulled yourself out of your fucking law book that was given to you by a Masonic and read just a little bit of your history, you will see that when white people first came here, there were no police officers. They had no intention on policing themselves. The Jim Crow laws was created after they supposedly released us from slavery. The Jim Crow laws was created, then the police force was created to police us, and they killed even more of us during that time. How about the zoos in 1909? Who did they have in zoos? Slaughtering and beating and killing. My little niece, my little nephew, my God of humanity. You are a dead slave, sheriff, and they would never put me on TV next to you because I will destroy you. I will destroy your mental mind. You are a killer. You are a threat to the salvation of our existence. Black man, you are a serious threat. You, Stephen A. Smith, see, it wasn't white people that killed Martin Luther King. It wasn't white people that killed Marcus Garvey. It wasn't white people that killed Steve Biko. It wasn't white people that killed Malcolm X. This oppressor got their own people to do it. And look at you, sheriff, proud to hold your badge on your chest. You want to talk about black on black crime? Let's talk about the crimes for the last 2,000 plus years on the God of humanity. Let's talk about the crime when they was ejecting us with syphilis from 1932 all the way up to 1970 probably. Just to see how the drug would affect us. Who got locked up for that? Who got prosecuted for that? Not one person. But you want to uphold the law, black on black crime, and Black Lives Matter. One thing I do agree with you with, Black Lives Matter is a piece of shit because George Soros running that shit. So I agree with you with that. But you want to say black on black crime. You want to say Blue Lives Matter. You want to say you're grieving for 5 dead police officers. You are sick, my brother. You are sick. And you are going to walk hand in hand with the beast in the cold, or you're going to burn with them. Peace and love to all my queen goddesses, to all my beautiful, lovely star seeds. And to all my fellow king gods who see the God in me, remember one thing, my people. They gave us English, which is a satanic language. Grab this dictionary, the etymology word of the English language. We don't need no black law book. For what? We don't have no fucking laws. This is our planet. We should be the only ones here. And they gave the motherfucking lawyers Latin and gave the motherfucking doctors jargon and gave you English. So now it appears to them that they are intelligent when they're not. Remember, my people, they can only access 5% of their brain. 98% of their DNA is mixed with a chimpanzee. The other 95% of their brain is animal. This is why they have no problem killing across the globe. I love you, my people. We're going into the age of Aquarius. All these mental slave black men, you are walking hand in hand with the beast in the cold, or you're going to burn because you don't deserve to be here. My fellow king gods, the queen goddesses, all of the beautiful, lovely star seeds out there, it is up to us. If you are watching this video, your soul pushed you here. It is up to us to make a change for us. All of the black people that they put in front of us on TV are under control. And I'm going to prove it at the end of this video. This man was saving lives. He was bringing science, breaking down your genetic structure and showing you how you are being poisoned. And all of the black leaders turned their back on them. And I believe they even contribute in this individual not being here no more. Peace and love to all my queen goddesses, to all my beautiful, lovely star seeds, to all my fellow king gods who see the God in me. I see you. I love you. Righteousness has no favors. Righteousness is right down the middle. And you, Stephen A. Smith, and you, Sheriff, all those that walk and think in that manner like you do, all of you are going to meet the same fate as your oppressor.
I had cured these people of sickle cell and lupus and herpes and blindness. I was happy. I said, now I could go to all the leaders. I could go to Minister Farrakhan. I could go to Jesse Jackson. I could go to Al Sharpton. I could go to Oprah Winfrey. But what I found out, I was mistaken. I was wrong. They are not interested in the healing of any black people.
That's an explosive claim.
That is not an explosive statement. That is a reality. There isn't a black leader in America that is interested in the health of the black race. There isn't a black leader in America that is interested in the health of the black race. There isn't a black leader in America that is interested in the health of the black race. There isn't a black leader in America that is interested in the health of the black race.